All right, so we're all about diving deep into the stuff you send us, and today we've got this data analysis with Microsoft Excel. Update for Office 2007.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Excel, right? Spreadsheets, budgets, the whole 9 yards.
Sure.
But this book, it's making the case that Excel is this secret weapon for really understanding data. No matter how tech savvy you are or aren't.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to uncover that power that's hiding in plain sight in this software we all think we know.
Exactly. I mean, it's not just about the rows and columns. It's about actually learning how to do statistics by doing it.
Oh, cool.
Using Excel.
Yeah.
The book uses all these real world examples from businesses to NASA to show you how it works. And they really try to make it so anyone can follow along.
Right. So it's not just for the data scientists out there.
Exactly.
Anybody can pick this up.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's unpack this idea of Excel as more than just a grid. The book talks about combining data and formulas and text, even graphics, to do some serious analysis and create reports.
Yeah, it's really about going deeper than just organizing your data.
It sounds like it's a pretty popular tool in business and even scientific research.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's both easy to use and powerful.
It's that rare combination.
So we've got ease of use, and it can do the heavy lifting too.
And what's really impressive is how much statistical power Excel has right out of the box.
Okay, so we're not even talking about add-ins or anything yet.
Nope. This is built in over 80 statistical functions. Everything from, your basic averages and standard deviations to stuff for ranking data and figuring out probabilities.
I mean, that's a pretty serious toolkit right there.
It is, and that's before we even get to the add-ins.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Tell us about those, because it sounds like that's where things get really interesting.
So these add-ins, they're like power-ups for Excel. They unlock all these extra capabilities, and the book focuses on two main ones.
Okay, go for it.
First up, you've got the analysis tool pack, and this one's actually free from Microsoft.
Oh, cool.
You just have to install it, and boom, you get all these tools for analyzing variance.
Okay, remind me what ANOVA is again.
So, imagine you're testing different versions of a product.
Okay.
And you want to see if one version gets significantly better customer satisfaction scores than another.
Gotcha.
ANOVA helps you figure out if those differences are real or just random chance.
That's useful.
Super useful. And the tool pack also gives you tools for correlation to see how things relate to each other.
Okay.
You can create summary tables of your data. You can visualize how spread out your data is with histograms.
I've heard of those.
And even do regression analysis.
Now, that's a powerful one.
It is.
Yeah.
It helps you see how one thing might influence another, like how advertising spending affects sales.
That's a good example.
Yeah, the book uses this tool pack a lot for really digging deep into data.
So that's tool pack. What about the second one, Stat Plus?
So Stat Plus comes with the book itself.
Okay.
But you do have to install it separately.
Yeah.
Think of it as filling in some of the gaps in Excel's statistical abilities.
Okay, so it goes even further.
It does. It gives you tools for creating your own data sets.
So you can practice and experiment.
Exactly. You can also manipulate columns of data more easily, generate these really detailed statistical summaries, and a wider variety of charts.
Like what kinds of charts?
Like box plots, which help you visualize how your data is distributed.
Right.
And normal probability plots, those are good for checking if your data follows a normal distribution.
That's getting a bit technical for me, but I get the idea.
Yeah, it also gives you more advanced statistical tests and even lets you do some time series analysis to see how data changes over time.
Very cool.
So you've got all this analytical power.
Right.
But how do you actually get your data into Excel in the first place?
Yeah, surely it's not all just typing numbers into cells.
Yeah. No, definitely not. The book covers a bunch of ways to work with data.
Okay.
You can manually enter it, of course.
Right.
And Excel has this handy feature called autofill for creating sequences.
Like dates or numbers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it shows you how to format your data to make it easier to understand.
So it looks good and it's clear.
Right. And then there are formulas.
The heart of Excel.
You start with simple calculations like SUM to add things up.
That's everyone's first formula.
Right. But then it gets into this huge library of built-in functions in Excel.
Oh, yeah. There are tons of those.
And Stat Plus adds even more.
So you can really get specific with what you want to calculate.
Absolutely. And these formulas aren't just static.
that they can change based on the data.
Yeah, the book talks about cell references and how important those are for efficient analysis.
Okay, break that down for me.
So understanding how Excel refers to cells, whether the reference changes when you copy a formula or stays the same, that's key.
So like relative versus absolute references.
Exactly. And then there's this idea of range names.
Range names.
Yeah. Instead of just remembering that your revenue data is in column C, you can actually give it a name like revenue.
Makes sense.
Makes your formulas way easier to understand at a glance.
Now, let's say you've got a ton of data.
Okay.
Like a really massive data set. How do you actually find what you're looking for?
That's where Excel's data management tools come in.
Okay.
You've got things like autofilter, which lets you quickly filter your data based on simple criteria.
So like show me all the customers in a certain state.
Exactly, but for more complex filtering.
Okay.
Like if you want to see customers in a specific region who bought a particular product between certain dates.
Yeah, that's way more complicated.
There's this thing called advanced filter.
Advanced filter, okay.
And of course, sorting your data is super important for spotting patterns and trends, seeing the highest and lowest values, and just making sense of it all.
Right. Sorting is like step one.
Yeah, totally. And what if your data isn't even in an Excel file to begin with?
That's a good question, because data comes from all over the place.
Well, Excel is surprisingly good at playing with data from other sources.
Oh, cool.
The book explains how to import data from simple text files, like those separated by commas or tabs.
Like CSVs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You use this tool called the Text Import Wizard.
Catchy name.
It also covers how to import data from actual databases, like Microsoft Access, using a tool called Microsoft Query.
So you can pull in specific information from a database.
Yeah, and even filter the data as you bring it into Excel.
So you're not just dumping the whole database in.
Right, you can be really selective.
So basically this book is saying that Excel, which most of us already have, right?
Yeah.
Is this surprisingly powerful tool for getting to know your data and making sense of it.
And the key is using those built-in statistical functions and these add-ins to really unlock its potential.
Right, you can bring in data from different places, clean it up, analyze it, and gain some real insights.
Without needing fancy, expensive statistical software.
This whole deep dive has really been eye-opening.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about how much this everyday software can do.
It makes you wonder what other hidden powers are lurking in the programs we use all the time.
Right. Maybe it's time to start exploring those add-in menus and advanced features a bit more.
Absolutely. There's a whole world of possibilities in there.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.